Hello everyone, welcome back to Com Concepts Pro. Today I am going to discuss one more sorting algorithm that can be carried out on an array, radix sort. This algorithm is very different from rest of the sorting algorithms and interesting too. So let's learn this way of sorting an array with the help of an example and a program.
Radix sort is a non-comparative sorting algorithm. It sorts the data with integer keys by grouping the keys according to individual digits that share the same place value. Radix sort uses counting sort as subroutine to sort an array of numbers. Let's understand this directly with the help of an example. Assume that we have to sort an array containing these 9 numbers. These are the numbers that we have to sort. So one by one, starting from the first number, we will extract the numbers that have 0 at their ones place. So we found these two numbers which have 0 at their ones place. Then we will look for the digit 1 at the ones place. But there is no number which has 1 at its ones place. After that we will look for the numbers that have 2 at its ones place. And we found these two numbers. Similarly, we will categorize all the numbers. After placing all the numbers at their proper positions, we will recollect all the numbers one by one from the table, but we will not disturb their order, which means first we will collect 710, 340, then 812, 582, 493 and so on. So this is our new list, but this is also not sorted as yet. So now we will rearrange these numbers like we did before, but this time we have to consider the digit at the tens place. So we saw that there is no number having 0 at its tens place, and we found these three numbers having 1 at its tens place. Then again there is no number having 2 at its tens place, and there is this number having 3 at its tens place, having 4 at its tens place, and so on. So now we will again collect the numbers without disturbing their order. So now this is our list, but still it is not sorted completely. So finally we will consider the digits at hundreds place and place them at their appropriate positions. After placing all the numbers at their places, we will gather them again without changing the order. So finally the list is sorted in the ascending order. So this was quite simple to understand, isn't it? But there are certain disadvantages that makes radix sort less useful than other sorting algorithms. Firstly, radix sort is much less flexible than other sorts because for every different type of data, radix sort needs to be rewritten. Even if the sorting order changes, then also it needs to be rewritten. Then, it takes more space in memory than other sorting algorithms. As we saw in the example, in addition to the array that will be sorted, we need to have a sublist for each of the possible digits or letters. And if we are sorting English words, we will need at least 26 different sublists, and this number will further increase if it contains alphanumeric words. And lastly, if the numbers are not of the same length, then a test is needed to check for additional digits that need sorting. This can be the slowest part of radix sort. So let's understand the concept of radix sort programmatically as well. The program starts with initializing the array. I have taken the hard-coded values just to save time. You can modify the program later on by asking the values from user also. Next, we will find out the total number of elements in this array, and this value will be stored in the variable n.
Then let's call the function radix sort without any further delay, and in this function we will pass our array, this array, and size n. So here the definition, this radix sort function is defined here. Inside this function radix sort, first of all we have to find out the maximum value which is stored in the array. Why is it required? By finding out the maximum value, we will come to know how many times we have to call the counting sort subroutine according to the number of digits this maximum value has. So I had told you in the beginning of the lecture itself that the main logic is used of counting sort algorithm to sort the array. Now, as you can see in our array, the maximum value is this 788. So this will be passed to this variable max. So the code to find out the maximum value is written here. Here. First of all, we'll initialize this max with the first value of the array, means the value which is at index position 0 of array, and then one by one we'll compare it, and then we'll get the maximum value of the array in this variable max, and then this value will be returned and it will be received here. Now we'll come to this for loop and counting sort subroutine. But how many times this subroutine will be called, this counting subroutine will be called, will be decided by this for loop. Let's understand this with the actual value. I had told you that the number of calls of counting sort subroutine will depend on the number of digits of our maximum value. So, in our array the maximum value is 788. Now, in the first iteration, this place will denote the digit at ones place. Then this condition will be checked. So, max divided by place means 788 divided by 1, which is 788, which is greater than 0. So this condition will be satisfied and the function counting sort will be called. Then for the next iteration, this place will become place multiplied by 10, that is 10. The value of this place will become 10. We know that in radix sort, we have to deal with the digits at ones place, tens place, hundred place, and so on. So the loop counter is also incremented accordingly. Now for the next iteration, place equals to 10, and if we check the condition, 788 divided by 10 will give 78. The condition is still satisfied, so the counting sort function will be called the second time as well. And now the place will become 10 multiplied by 10, which will be equal to 100. Then we will see the next iteration. The place has now become 100. This condition results to 788 divided by 100, which is 7. So the condition is still satisfied because 7 is greater than 0. And this time also the function counting sort will be called. After that, the place will be multiplied one more time by 10 and it will become 1000. Now for the next iteration, this condition will not be satisfied because 788 divided by 1000 will yield 0 and 0 is not greater than 0. So the function counting sort will not be called for the fourth time. So we saw that our max number had 3 digits. So this counting sort function will also be called 3 times. Now we will see how sorting is done in this counting sort function. So the logic of counting sort starts from here. In each iteration, we will pass our array, size of the array and current value of place here. When this for loop will run for the first time, the value of place, which is 1, will be passed on from here. Then in next iteration, place will become 10, so 10 will be passed on from here for the next iteration of counting sort. And the third time, value of place, which will become 100 in the third iteration, and for when this counting sort function will be called third time, the value of the place will be passed on as 100. So these three values will be received here, the entire array, size of the array, and only this will be changed. Now we'll see the for loops used in this counting sort one by one. Here we will need two temporary arrays. One is same as our original array and one count array. This count array can be hard coded as size 10, max equals to 10, and then it will be hard coded as the count of max. Because whenever we are working on integer arrays, we know that numbers will have digits from 0 to 9 only. Now this first for loop is to initialize all the elements of count array to 0. The next for loop is to fill the count array with the frequency of a particular digit at a particular place value. For example, in the first pass, we have to see how many times a particular digit is appearing at one's place. Like in our array, there are no numbers with digit 0 at one's place. I will show you the array here. So you can see there are no numbers with digit 0 at one's place. So count 0 will remain 0. There are two numbers with 1 at their one's place. This 121 and the individual number 1. So count of 1 will become 2. There is one number with 2 at its one's place, which is this one, 432. So count of 2 will be 1. So in this way, the count array will be initialized. Now, what is the meaning of this mathematical statement? This statement is written to extract the digit at one's place. So how this one's place digit will be extracted? So this will be extracted by this statement, array divided by place mod 10. So suppose array of I is, we can take any number from our array, suppose 564. So 564 divided by place, as of now we are talking about the first iteration where place is 1, the value of place is 1. So 564 divided by 1, which is 564, mod 10 will give us 4. So count of 4. Like this the array will be initialized. Next, we have to add the consecutive values of the count array. Whatever we got, values we got at the index positions of count array, we have to add the consecutive positions. Like if there is 1 stored at index position 0 and 2 stored at index position 2, so we will add 1 and 2, which will give 3. So next the index position 1 and index position 2 will be added. Then the index position 2 and index position 3 will be added, and so on. This logic is directly coming from the count sort algorithm. Alright. Now we will start copying the values of original array in our output array according to the digits at particular place values. See, this is array I. The value, whatever value is at array I, we are copying into the output array. So an index value of output array will be copied by this statement. So this array of I divided by place mod 10, this we had understood just in the previous statement. So this will give the index position of count array, and count whatever is the index position of count array minus 1 will give the index position of output array. So this whatever value is there at the index position I of array will be copied to this index position of output array. Simple. And this for loop is starting from the last index of array. Array of I is size minus 1, means this I is denoting the last index of the array. Now we will understand this with an actual example from our array. So the for loop is starting from the last index position. So array I will evaluate to 788. Now we will see where it will be stored in the output array. First of all, we will start from inner bracket. So array of I divided by place means 788 divided by 1, which is equal to 788. Then mod 10 will give 8. So count of 8. This index position of count will come to 8, but there is minus 1, which means output 7. The index position of output array will be 7. So this value 788, which is coming from here, will be copied to 7th index of output array. Similarly, all the values of array will be copied to the output array at indexes calculated by this method. Then the index position of count array will also be decremented along with original array. This same procedure will be followed for tens place digits and hundreds place digits. Finally, we will get sorted array in the output array, which will be copied to original array, and it will be printed on the screen with the help of this function. This function print array will be called. So array and size of the array will be passed to this print array, and with the help of a simple for loop, this array will be printed on the screen. So let's run the program. Directly the sorted array will be coming on the screen because I have not used any complex cout statements, anything. So directly, as you can see, 1, 23, 45, 121, and like these the sorted values are coming on the screen. And if you see the original array, so this was the original array in unsorted form, and this is the sorted order.